Ugh. effective, let me take this cheap. Anything but doctor to describe. Random else, this mindset that's not right. Spent too much time by gas man, got me even fresh man, ice. Boss man gave me a no pound and my face is proud like cold outside. Better luck this time, it's fine. Burning sun, turn and roll right, bend right, run. Uncle said, yes, my son. Still doing what I can.
Thanks. Hi, Susan. How are you? Oh, it's max. Yeah, it's max. I want less. A bit much. Yeah, no, they are, but that's purely an animation thing. So I don't mind it as much here because it's just it's that is purely an animation thing. Got this really weird stick drift as well. I really want that sync of it. And an impulse is correct, but I don't know if it's optimal. I'm I'm tempted to apply the force between landing and the takeoff turn instead of a one-time burst because it's kind of like I want to basically I want to drive the pelvis down. Now, the impulse does do it. I mean, the first thing to do is drop this. Right, we drop this to like 10. Yeah, so you can you can play our like dev early access. It's not like a normal early access. We do it so that basically we can continue to like make the game in like a more full-time capacity. And it basically allows you to you become a backer, which is basically like a play tester throughout development because we're a really small team. So yeah, so we use you, and then you get versions, and then you also get the full game release. So you guys will test out loads of different versions of the game, and as we're doing it and whatnot. And then we'll do like our proper early access on Steam. Once the game's more stable and more like thing. But so yeah, the dev version is a very more like, it's quite a different, like normally game studios really do it. No one really does it. It's quite like a different way, but yeah, we wanted to really focus in on this project. So yeah, it allows us to do that, and well, really it just allows us to pay for the software, and then we we just work other jobs to be able to afford rent. But yeah, it's that. But yeah, this version will drop maybe even today. We'll see what's going on. It's something dodgy with the camera thing as well. I don't know if it's my controller just having crazy stick drift. That feels better. Might leave it at that. It feels better to me. I don't want to just throw it. See, at runtime it has a lot of jerk. Hmm. Those ones need improvement. That's fine. I can do that as like a. Thing to work on next. It's a lot more subtle, to be honest. Yeah, it doesn't do it lows, which I guess I kind of prefer. Still has it, but it doesn't go crazy. But yeah, I think. Oh, this fucking. What's going on here, man? Needs to fix that. I know what's going on here. Oh! One man. That is one improvement as well. And these arm jumps are terrible. So yeah, what I need to improve next is these like jumping across stuff. You gotta add cranes as well. There's lots to do. Um, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm best off just shooting it back. So shoot it down at the pelvis, and it doesn't seem to help. Maybe a little bit more impact. Eventually eliminate this guy, isn't it? You don't need to. A diamond key to unlock my heart. It just it's like too quick. It needs to actually. All right, let's you know what? Let's try something. Let's try this right. You, you're the one that I breathe to, so hold you. So, oh my god, what is this camera? Hold on. Yeah, oh, yeah, this is sus. What was I gonna do? Oh, the force, yeah. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jack up the force loads. I know that can be a conspiracy if I don't want to change it. Okay, so a couple good things we've seen here. What we can do is allow you to correct yourself with physics. So you can like over and underbalance by applying forces. So here we apply, I'm applying it like an additive force. Once you learn to do it that way. What pulls it back so much? But it's not really like that. It is like a singular one-time bang of a force, which is why I'm like, I mean, potentially we need just animations that do have that sync naturally, and that may be the thing that'll do it. But it's like he's been shot. It's really good though. Like that's the thing. Oh, it's really good actually. Yeah, I mean it is this. I think potentially we just need slightly increased force. What is that? Let's see what's. Oh, hold on though, because this is now done on tick. Um, I mean, the only thing I'm wondering is if are we just not applying it at the right time. Need this to go. Wing. I think it's just doing too much. It's just it's doing too much, and that is the thing, right? So this is just shooting the hips back, is it, or is it shooting it down too? Yeah, it's just shooting the hips back. And just doing the down vector doesn't give it the. I mean, I think this is it's all partially down to the fall as well. Like, you need to do a fall that's more like a stick. Comes in the rain. Maybe I just need to clamp it so it doesn't do anything crazy. It's also that, I mean, that split leg does not help. But now you can exit out of sticks really quick as well. So if you do you can stay there. So if I do a bad stick, for example, I can move out straight away if I want to. Or if I do a bad stick again, I can let it play through. It's up to you. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna sort out next. Oh no. I overcooked that massively. And that standard pretty needs to be a lot smaller to start. Right. I read your update earlier and it sounds great. I'm curious how the player will know how much speed they need for jumper gap for precision example. So currently, right, it's like kind of on an division thing. So currently your speed of your character, and then this is all set up in a way that once we tighten everything up, it'll work very well. But yeah, so currently your speed of your character, so we launch it at a specific angle, right? Now your speed of your character will be your minimum launch velocity base. So if you're walking, whatever, now the length of your press for your jump will add like a power, like additional multiplier to that. So you can raise your power uh like actively towards the max by like holding it for longer. So you'll sort of see it's pretty like currently there's no like my 70% of max power, whatever it is, but your power scale, your speed will start it off at a point and then you can raise it to a maximum point. So if you think you're on like this scale from like minimum value of like 400 whatever to like 900 as a velocity launch, when you sprint you may start at like a higher velocity and you can ramp that up and scale that up already. So if you see here, if I jog and I just tap, so like the reason I do that is because I wanted the base behavior of just jumping to be very good. So yeah, if we jog here and I just tap, he'll do this jump. So if you see here, I'm undercooking it every time. So that's every time I undercook. So what I can do now, and you can see in that jump power attribute, and I'll slow it down to show like if I hold, that starts to build. So now when I take off, I'll go. Now I held it for a significant amount of time, so you can do like a soft hold there. So there, if I choosing to stick, so I got it first time. So it's quite like intuitive in that sense. But what you can do then is make like, so I can get it. I mean, pretty consistent actually. Let me try and stick now. Oh, you didn't. I'm growing so. Like that, there you go. So I mean, I've done this a couple times now, so I know kind of what the power is. But that's the kind of point. If you're first time, it'll take you a couple because it's quite, in terms of difficulty, this is probably up there, right? Because it's a running pre, not flat, kind of down. It's going to be a tricky one to get. So this should take you a couple of attempts. Well, on top of that too, you get a little bit of control in there to pull back, not push forward, but to pull back. So if you want to go further forward, you get more power in your jump, but you can like dampen it and move slightly left and right. And I think I might make left and right rotate you ever so slightly. But yeah, that like pull back, you can compensate for the additional power you give. So if I launch it full power now, right? it'll just absolutely send it past the thing, right? And you know that we can control that deterministically. You make it even like a stat or whatever. But then if I like launch full power again now and I pull back the whole time, he'll actually like land. So you don't, it's subtle enough that you don't really notice it doing it, but it does a lot. So now if I launch full power, I'm pretty sure, and I pull back all the way, no, not enough even. So this is when you'll have to, you know, sort of play around. It's pretty like deterministic in that way. Like it's, oh, I'm launching at this velocity because I'm moving this fast. Okay. And then now you can start to be like, okay, I need to jog, or I need to sprint at this time, or I need to sprint at that time, and I need to build up this much speed, and yada yada. But in a way that's not like it should just feel like a natural kind of like, I'm jogging, I'm moving quickly, and I'm gonna build up max power and launch, or I'm gonna hold it for a little bit and a little bit longer, and we'll have a little UI to show like kind of what kind of power buildup you're looking at, so you can start to replicate it. But the idea of like having it as moving exactly at 500 centimeters a second, or you know, anything like that is so specific, I think defeats the purpose. I think it should just be like, because the main thing is that the launch will launch you at an angle that is relative to your speed. It's not your speed of the animation, but it's the speed at which you were at when you triggered the jump. So if I walk, it'll do a much smaller one. So you can see if I like stroll, it will do like a really small one. And then, so then if I go to the edge here and stand still, it will do a standing jump. So if I tap a standing jump, it will do the very weakest standing jump it can do. If I hold, it will do the biggest standing jump it can do. And you can control the power scaling it, like, so I can hold half the time or get half the distance, like, kind of thing. The stick you have to press yourself. So currently it's like both triggers in. But yeah, no, the stick you have to like. And so, and if you don't do it, and then when you, so then the difficulty comes in when you have the additive difficulty of like when you press the stick. So the quality of your stick. So if I show you, for example, if I jump off this guy, and then if I press the stick right before he lands, like now, he'll do like a pretty quick one where you can exit really quickly. Whereas if I jump and I press stick straight away, so I'm holding it now, once he's landed, you'll see he does like one that's pretty, I mean, minus the impact of that or whatever, you'll see he does one where he does like a counterbalance or whatnot. Now, currently there's no like counterbalance mechanic, but I add an additive force on impact to give it a bit more whoosh. But we'll do that where you need to apply forces to your character to maintain your center of balance, and if you don't, you might ragdoll during a stick. So there's loads of ways that we can improve that mechanic, but for now it's a nice amount of difficulty, I think. Just learning to time that and obviously this will link back to your score as well. So, but now it's nice to be able to just, I mean, one of the main things is that your trajectory really does line up with where your feet land, which is really good. Like if it looks like you're gonna make it, you are gonna make it. If it looks like you're just about gonna overshoot, you're gonna overshoot. And if it looks like maybe I'll stick it, like 9 times out of 10 you stick. But like currently I've got arm jumps like this tester I've got. But yeah, I don't know. You can see here like I can pretty consistently. Let me try and get it. Oh, there you go. I can pretty consistently stick it, but like I've done it a lot now. But someone coming in it will take a couple tries. But I think that's the right amount of, yeah, like that. You know what I mean? But that means then one bangs are really like special. Like if you get to an area for the first time, or for example, like you could have stick challenges and water challenges and stuff now. Or like, say you're doing a game where it's like a stick like competition or whatever, and for the least amount of tries to stick it wins or whatever. Like now you can actually do it, because now if you run up here, you've never done it before, just get the power right and you bang that one time, it's like, yo, what? One bang. And then you can obviously do your little shuffles on the rail, like left and right. And then you can do a standing jump, roll after, climb up here, stick on the end of that, stick that, turn out into here, into balance. You can exit, build up power, arm jump, come up here. You can climb up this guy, climb up this dude, step up this dude here, come around here, climb back up this dude. And then same goes with this. And then your landings are... So what I'm going to do next is these get-ups on the Ragdoll, because that blend out is a bit dodgy. One of the things I want to look at, I might change what the minimum standing jump power is, because I think something like this... Then again, I don't know, because this is not really, like... I think this is so small that you wouldn't actually stand and pre this. Yeah, I need to also look at that. Like that, those transitions there are really nice to be honest. They're like there's a couple where you can do a really nice, you know, like that transition to me feels really organic and like, you know, it rolls as you step off. Well, that not that one. Actually, too fair, I know the fix for that. Actually, I might actually add that. Step off, roll again. You know, just. But it's like, yeah, no, it's a lot better. But like the main thing as well is, you know, like while being true to it, it's really like I don't think that it's like a sim. It really doesn't play like a sim. It looks real like it, but it doesn't. Like I can't emphasize enough. It doesn't play like a sim game. Like it's not. Like I need to know my exact power. I need to know my exact speed. I've got to. Like press 3 different, like none of that. The jump is literally just like, I mean, you just go forward and then hold and then release and he jumps. Like there's nothing crazy to it, nothing complex. The vaults, you just hold that and flick. You know, so the flips, you hold this and flick. Like it's not, there's nothing special to it at all. It's just the inputs are simplified in the sense that just keep it smooth, like keep the player playing. Like you shouldn't really be moving your hands a whole lot. Like you should really just be focusing on doing the things. And then the difficulty now comes just from the nature of it. And then there's highly contextualized things like the climbing and vaults that you don't have that same power control, because there is such a drastic need for like the world is a key mover in that. So by that I mean like, yeah. So by that I mean like you can't really you can't vault midair, right? So if I say vault here, like a lot of it is driven by what your like actual obstacle is saying, and so this is when animation coverage will be slightly more important. Making sure we have an animation, and then looking at potentially having some additive forces post climax or post like a full to be able to give you an additive boost if you flick harder or whatever. But I think those animations, I think we can get away with them being driven more by animation, and then I think it's about procedurally adapting the animation to increase power or increase things, so it vaults further in the animation as well as in the thing. And then some good updates to like strides and stuff. So now we just have more control over, well, more control, but there's more logic on there. So the stride you do from these will be like more specific. So I don't know if you noticed there, he did like it's not just the same animation. There's like quite a few different ones. All these animations are, like I said, still placeholder because we're gonna improve them all. But yeah, he does like a run to stride here, then he'll do like a run to stride and then straight into a stride again. Same will apply for the pliers if I do it now. So I can do like a run to plier and bail Um, so there you go, stuff like that. But yeah, all that stuff needs work, to be fair. So, but that'll come. What else? Flips will be similar to the jumps in terms of you'll launch yourself off with a power, and then whilst you're in air. So then the system is just set up for it. I just need to get the animations, add them in terms of like while you're in air doing flips and controlling your rotation. Because now you're falling, right? So we just play a fall animation, but that you can play any animation you want, and then we can now look at starting to rotate the mesh and being able to control your rotation on corks and gainers and all that stuff. But that system is all there ready to go. It's just adding the animations. Trying to think what else. Yeah, landings and stakes, way more impact. Oh, you don't always do a safety tap now, so it's now dependent on your velocity. So like if I drop off something like this, you'll just keep running. This eventually I want to get with motion matching. So like it will pick a drop down that will represent that fall to land. So it's more accurate. Like the whole falling will be like done through the motion matching pipeline as well. But we done this just to speed up, because you do maintain your momentum quite well. Cameras have collisions, which give some cool like behavior, especially when you go. So you can squeeze now. So if you go between the thin objects, and then if the camera collides, it'll like zoom in. So it gives a lot more, quite an interesting kind of behavior. And you can like turn around. So is the controls a bit like Skate from EA, like the flick it control system? Yeah, similar, but kind of in our own way, because I think one of the things that the skating game has that we don't have luxury is that your board can act as a separate entity to your body, whereas so you can sort of disconnect the two movements, whereas they're the same. So yeah, a couple things that we have to kind of lock off while controlling, like. But yeah, in general, yeah, like similar-ish. Like flicking gives a nice way to map directional movements in a way that you aren't limited or bound by like more complex controls. Like still just my thumb, like I don't need to move my hands to do, like I can run around here and do like a bunch of different vaults, and I'm just flick left, flick down, flick up. Like it's nothing. I didn't even move my hands. Like jump, like flick left, flick right, flick left, reverse vault, flick up. Like you just do all that, and your hands don't move, and that gives a nice fluidity. Can you well run both vertical and horizontal? So climb ups in that, yeah, definitely. Wall runs, yeah, you will be able to do. I want to find a way of doing it a bit better than what is the norm. I'm bored of seeing the same old like logically, right? You could just like it is like a jump to this, and then you wall run and go like that, right? But I think there can be cooler ways of doing it with motion matching. So we want to play. I would play around with that. It'll come though. That's not. We can do it the easy way first, and then see how we can make it better. Day and night cycle is too fast. Yeah, I mean that's completely controlled. Yeah, I just do it so that I can. Yeah, vibes really. That's just there's like none of that. None of this is finalized otherwise. So it's just yeah, this is debug test environment. But the gameplay is really stable. Like I don't know if you noticed, but like I can run around here for God knows how long, and you rarely see a bug now, which is one of the main things. And if he is, like, I don't mind it, even the bugs that are available. Is he not reading chat? Oh no, I am. Sorry, there is a delay. I see somebody win when you roll. It's like his foot gets off the ground too soon. Probably a lot of the animations are pretty dodgy. But yeah, like I've said a couple times in the videos and stuff. Pretty much every animation is placeholder. None of them have been cleaned up. None of them have been tweaked, and they all will be before we release or go into like Steel Aces. Once we go into full production next month, yeah, we'll be able to start that pipeline and start that process. But yeah, I mean, hopefully like it comes across just how like easy and control. One of the things I'm going to do today, the minute I'm going to work on the Getups, and the other thing is work on the matching logic for some of the animations, because one of the things that's really nice is, and it's a subtlety that probably is unknown. Like he doesn't take off straight away every time. Like so one thing I noticed with player behavior was that you guys liked to input late, and I think that's just like a legacy thing from like a convention. Like in games, you know when you jump, you instantly jump. So if you notice now, like if I jump close to the edge, he will just take off straight away. But what is the beauty of it is that you can actually jump a little bit earlier, and he will just like try and step as close to the edge, like on the edge, and then take off, and it'll preserve that beautiful movement. And I think that's actually what gives the game the added sense of realism, because that one is it's with every single motion. Like, you know, you can press the button, have it, and that responsiveness is really good. But we have that. We can have that level of responsiveness. You know, like you can go to the edge and jump right. But there's a real beauty in, like when I do a Kong, like, you know, that swing through that you do from a couple meters away is what sells the Kong. Is what, you know, that the extra step is what sells the running pre. You know, like all that is what sell it. And so yeah, that behavior is what we don't lose, and we've got it now, so it's good. So if you buy the £20, can I play it now? Not this version. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll release this version out so everyone can play this one. So that the £20 is basically sort of like I guess is quite like a development early access. So it's to sort of help us like develop the game, because like the mocap software like costs 10 grand a year, and like, we don't get paid, and you know we don't earn any money from any of this, so it's just all off the back of ours. So it's just so that we can continue doing it and keep working on the game, and buy the software that we need, like the Marvelous Designer license so we can make the clothes, the mocap license, like the website thing. Like there's a bunch of fees that don't go to us but go so that we can actually continue to work on the game. So and then we pay our own rent, you know, we work other jobs and stuff to do that, but hopefully full production, and we will all be full-time on this soon. Yeah, well, what that basically is like, let's put it, it's yeah, basically it's this. I think one of the things we often potentially could get stuck in is like making the game and only us playing it, and it's really easy to, yeah, like I think what we're trying to do breaks a lot of the conventional norms for parkour in games, and I think because of that you have to implement it in a way that's very like intuitive and player friendly, which is difficult when only 2 people are playing it, or like 3 people are playing it. So yeah, it's really beneficial for us to have people play the game throughout and give us feedback about how they're playing. Is this thing that we thought intuitive not actually intuitive? It's stuff like that. So that's partially why we have that. early access thing. But yeah, it's that's where we're at. And you get it. No, you get the game forever. When released, we'll send you a version of the full game. Oh. No. If you once you buy it now, that's yours. Yeah. Then you'll get every dev version, and then when we release the full game, you get that too. One more stick for the road, and then want to overshoot and then pull back. That's the one. I like that I know when it's gonna land. That's the part of me feel that's why it feels good. Dive roll from small heights. What do you mean by that? As in like, yeah. What do you mean by like dive rolls from small heights like this? Look how terrible Max's face looks. Any bail there? That's interesting. Early access will come out on Steam. But because we're using Unreal Engine 5, probably Epic Games too. Yeah, I mean, one of the things why we want to apply for the Mega Grant is to, get as much support from Unreal through the like porting and development pipeline. Also, like one of the things we are doing, we work on and with a lot of like Unreal's new like cutting edge features. Oh, you will be able to, Cloud. Currently, yeah, those dive rolls don't function. They'll function like the flips, where you can you'll transition into a type of fall. If that makes sense. Yeah, you will be. I mean, it will function similar to the flip. So like, currently now you bail, right? But you'll be able to like go here, dive roll, and then you'd fall forward, as opposed to just bailing, and then you can like tuck and do a front and then finish the rotation and then do like that. Same like you could do a side flip, keep flipping, or open out. Say you could do a back gainer, continue the gainer, open out into another fall. But we want to get the motion mapping pipeline to get doing that with. So because I think the falls can be a bit more complex than just play animation. But yeah, now you'll be able to do all that once. I think generally the next month or so, like things are now really starting to tighten up. So all of those things will come and they'll look really good. So. Right now, how do I access or claim the game when it's out from like step? Well, if you buy it, join the Discord. Let me put a link in the Discord. The Discord in the chat. That's the link to Discord, but basically you get emailed out a version. The version that you'll get emailed is like a really old version from like last year. But this newer version we just released on in the correct channel in the Discord. But we're all on Discord 24/7, so someone to give you access to it so you can download it. And then other than that, yeah, or just message one of us and we'll sort it out for you. Okay, I need to do the get-ups. I'm gonna save this. F- Dad, are you there? Sorry.
Indeed.
So what do
Oh,
you
you're
think I
loud.
want to say? Have you had a look at the the camera? Did anything change there in terms of the scaling the camera? Because now I don't know if it's stick drift or what it is, but now it just keeps going in and out for me. Like
Mm,
if I pull back, it just goes backwards continually.
really? If
Is
so,
there
what?
only first person?
Which controller are you using?
I'm using a PS5.
But you're still using DS for Windows, right?
Yeah.
Mm, mm, that is sus. Um, there might be some side effects then because um, I was working on that code, so will be some side effects. So what is the exact issue?
So basically, if I start scaling out, it just keeps going, even if I release the right stick.
Oh, okay. I may know what that is all about. Okay.
I saw a Dado Sus about the in the scale camera when looking
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
non
yeah.
trigger.
See that? I told you, like, you get a really, really good, premonition of what wrong things could happen. Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, no, it's that, exactly that. Yeah, I love it.
Cool. No worries. No rush. Um, is there first person? There will be first person. Um, and the camera, you can move the camera however you like, really. So you can.
And more importantly, you have my beautiful cinematic
Yeah,
camera,
Dado also has a cool cinematic
F1,
camera.
which David
You
never
can.
uses.
I never use it because the gameplay camera is actually fun, but you can go like drone
Really
mode if you really
criminal,
want to.
really criminal. And I
Oh,
would never
wee.
even do a stream without using my camera. What's the point? What's the point of being boring? That's what my daughter said. Yeah, here we go. Look at that. Like, oh, awesome.
This is
Like,
sick. Whoa.
why are you okay? I'm looking something very delayed probably, but see, you're using it wrong.
Oh, this is how Dado plays. Just so you know, Dado plays this like this. You can't even see your character. Where's first
But
person?
are you playing it with my camera? How I play?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm watching delay stream. So I think it is worth to branch off this version, right, and start putting features on the next one.
Yeah. I want to just sort this Getup because they're still really
Yeah.
bugging me on that camera thing. I know. I need to sort out the matching for the some of the logic for the jumping because some of the jumping across sucks, and it like I'm expecting it to. Yeah, everything's not gonna suck, but really do be sucking. In a way that I'm like, it sucks just a little too much for me to be proud.
So I'm gonna prepare a goalkeeper build, probably in the next hour, and I want to check that everything is packaging correctly.
Hmm.
And then yeah, and then we see. Oh, wow, the Instagram post is flying as well.
Yeah, it's doing well. He's doing well. We're actually we'll hit million on TikTok, which is cool. Probably the first
Oh
million
yeah,
post,
I
which
mean
is nice.
that's
Yeah, I
awesome.
mean, so I think we'll hit it in the next 30 minutes. To be fair, so 937. And Instagram's picking
97,
up now. 937 last I checked.
37. Ah, yeah. So okay, yeah, you will really
Yeah,
if they go,
the one will 100% hit it. I mean, it depends how much past a million it goes.
yeah,
Hopefully, like goes to like 50, but it wouldn't because not at that speed. But I mean, like 1.4, 1.2 would be cool.
yeah,
I don't know what that Reddit is saying. Some cool stuff going on. It's good. It's positive.
yeah, that Reddit post was just wild.
That's good. All right, let's fix this ragdoll. It's so annoying because this always happens and I get really hungry when I actually need to do that. I've just been playing and answering questions.
What do you need to fix? I can help you on the Ragdoll Getup because I know
It's
that
the
very freaking
So a
well.
couple things because now I do some stuff like this camera thing pissing me off. Okay, so it's mainly
Whoa. You
it's
mean my camera is busy?
yes.
Ah,
No, not your camera. It's the like the fact it doesn't scale. So
right,
so
yeah.
if you get up from the front, rotationally you look alright. If you get up from the back, nightmare. Now I added a rotational damper on it so that it would force the character to face the way your pelvis was. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Alright.
9. Because your pelvis is a dodgy rotation.
Um, yeah,
And it
I
don't really
mean,
matter when you go. It's interesting because like when you're on your back, the get up basically wants to face the opposite direction. In terms of the rotation of the character versus the rotation animation, because you're on your back, it says play while facing the opposite way. But I think if you're on your back, you need to like kind of get up forward. There's a couple things that I think I know what the trick is. The way to achieve it. I just want to mess around with it. First of all, I want to see what the hell these will look like.
yeah, I mean, we only got 3 Getup animations that we can choose from, right? So
Yeah, but I mean, I think, but that's fine. And then
if
there's
you
this
can do
weird
that with
little
I think
chicken.
what happens is that it goes into a gimbal lock situation when sometimes when you get up, it does almost a 360 rotation. It looks like he's really pointing like 179 instead of 181, right? And he
One,
just like
yeah.
flicks the all the other way around. I think something like that.
See that one, lovely. But also, yeah.
But
Okay,
I
so now
think
you're on your
also
back.
we got the wrong timing on. Yeah, I think that is so delicate that I saw it sometimes it's still
he ragdolls, right? And for a split second, he still has full on parent space physics. It's like a spasm, like you just go, "Woo," and then he,
Yeah.
like, yeah, yeah. But I
Yeah.
fixed that, yeah, in the past, but he is back, and that is like so tricky. Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
because
like,
there's also a one with the capsule positional damper, with it not being grounded because
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah, there's a couple there's a couple thingy bobs, all fixable though. None of it looks like it's not.
Yeah, I'll have a look at that while you're having lunch if you want. And
I mean, one of the things that I'm
see there. I mean, I'm seeing 30 seconds in the past, but it looks like that.
But yeah, like that get up is just great because it's in essence trying to face the opposite direction, whereas it needs to just get up and face the way it's getting up. But the capsule doesn't know the way it's gonna get up. So I think what needs to happen there realistically is that rotational, like where am I facing, really needs to be decided by more than just like where is my pelvis rotated to.
Yeah, it's a combination of basically your spine, right? You have
That's it. It's really your spinal chain, like, but it's also like, because if you're on your back, right, your forward axis kind of flips because your pelvis may be facing like that,
exactly.
right? But then, but this is all we can identify all of this. Because there's a slight, like, sometimes, like, if you bear it on your front, there's just that doosh, that's super subtle, super quick.
Yes, that is the damper when it still has some parent space effect, and then it does that little bumpy thing. But I can fix that. I know exactly why he's doing it, and it was driving me nuts for forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it in the stream. I probably saw it 30 seconds ago.
The weird thing is, right, in terms of like the Euphoria Ragdolls, there's a weird thing like that I'm noticing. I don't know if it's just me, right? There's something so pleasing with the Ragdolls feeling, because the thing is they feel quite heavy now. Like, I guess I'm playing, so I have a better like perception of that. But I don't know. Like, I think he should definitely like try and protect his head and stuff and have a bit more life to it, but not feel so heavy as in like I don't know. There's something really fun and nice about him just getting knocked out cold and just kind of like bang, like
planting on the ground.
Yeah, and I feel the lifelessness of him is what makes the impact feel so like unique. And like, because I don't know, like here I can imagine him like doing it and sort of like moving his body and stuff, and it's definitely cool. But I wonder if it actually takes away from that feeling of like, yeah, you've been like, what's that mean? Where it's like you got knocked the fuck out, that kind of vibe.
I think maybe for the small base, right? Yeah, like you should be able to, like put your hands and
Yeah, do you mean like protect yourself, right? Yeah. Well, I think all of them, the soft bails, right? Like not just like a go straight knocked out, but I don't know. There's something about that, like the way he just like actually clarts into the wall. I'm just getting knocked out. It's just so nice. Like I just like. It sounds a bit rogue, but I just like doing it to him. I really like just knocking him out. Like, and even like these ones where, oh, I'm gonna stick that. Oi. Oh yeah. Oh, and again. Okay. Roll straight into the squeeze. Oh, I missed it. Maybe not. Casually walk on air. Don't worry about that. You guys don't do that?
Yeah, I
Crazy.
saw there is a particular animation that you.
Yeah, I know what it is. It's in the selection. I'm gonna work on that today as well. That's one of the. But that's in the matching selection. I actually need to. Oh, I can make that. Hold on a second. I can make that. Let's actually, can I make that as a standing pre? Let's see. Let's set a position marker. All right, let's see here. Can indeed. And over. Ooh. See, this is what I like. I can underdo it. I can land it perfectly. Or I can overdo it.
The arrow at night is surprisingly pleasing.
It's really cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, get out of here. Hold on. Blackfoot. Big launch. I also quite like the way you can climb up a little thing and stick. But because now you have the ooh, slow walk. Real slow. Okay. Take your time, no rush. It's so cool in you, especially when you come against me. You'll get an email. And we'll post it on the Discord. It's so funny. Obviously, you're gonna have 0-11, and I can't stress to you enough that it's a completely different game. Like it's I almost like that you'll play it first because then you'll play this and you'll be like, "What the fuck was that?" But I will say though, none of this would have been possible if it wasn't for that. For the sole reason that we through that had to build a really robust framework for all of the logic. Like it took me 2 days to basically transition everything to this new format and improve it because it was the stuff was already really solid. Bro, I need to stop playing a game, man. Hold up, let me just actually work on it. What am I doing in my life? All right, let's. I know triggered. Yeah. Happy days, all good, whatever. Live life. Press circle or B, I think. Can't remember.
No, I don't think the the graphics menu is really working in 011. Yanis, give me your Discord name. I'll give you the back and roll so you can try the new one.
Looks like it's not the snapping down of the capsule. That's good. So what I had there works. So it's mainly that rotational thing. I mean,
Oh yeah, I saw you.
hmm. Oh god, I'm so hungry.
Let's see. See if this thing is cooperating with us.
Ooh. Oh. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Tricky Ricky, this one. Kind of like, I don't even know. Weird. It's kind of like your target rotation realistically. Yeah, it needs to kind of be determined by, because if you're on your back, for example, let's say you're on your back in the ragdoll, your pelvis is facing that way. Well, you know, I mean, so your front, your pelvis facing forward, get up and face forward. Happy days. So there's a little jig'em, but that's partially the thing, so that's fine. And one thing I'm curious about, actually. Why do we have a blend inside? I've always thought about that.
Oh, we have a blending time just to keep the animation playing for a little bit and not just go instantaneously dead.
No, but I mean like to the get up.
Oh, for the Getup.
Because that is interesting. Because, but it doesn't matter if it's got no animation to blend from. It shouldn't really matter. But I'm curious to see if that is impacting anything. I mean, there's one way to find out. Just...
Like the small bump, I know how to fix it. It's a very, very shitty problem. Uh, it's a very, very tricky synchronization between the physics and the ragdoll. Is super tricky. But I'll do that.
shoots straight back. Like, where are the feet even going to? That's the thing that makes me laugh. Like, where are you even going to? Let's try this with no blend. Yeah, don't like that. Don't like that, Jeff. Sure. Interesting. How much of the game is done? So, gameplay wise, a good chunk to be fair. By gameplay I mean like movement mechanics. Good couple months should be done near enough with movement wise that it's heavily into the sorry. That capsule does pop. Our rotation's a mess. Oh, the rotation. Actually, then. I think we got to sort the rotation first, and then we can see what's actually happening with it. That's what I think it is. Because it snaps from this to 1.5 as well. All right, I'm gonna grab some food because I'm hungry, and I think I know what I need to do next. So priority is to sort out the rotational thing on the gap, and then we can look at the physics of that. This could be facing the right direction, and I think we need to look at the spine. Both the pelvis Y, so if it's up or down, but that's fine. We can just look at that as a dot product of the up vector. And then yeah, and then we then need to decide the facing direction. Well, really depending on that, because I guess realistically, if you're in the back, your facing direction will be your spinal from your head to your spine 05, spine 01. That's your forward. If you're on your front, be spine 01, spine 05. So just flip that based on that. So let me make a note of that because that's actually correct. So your facing direction is determined by your spinal alignment. We'll do that next, and then once we've got the how your spine's aligned, and that determines your desired rotational direction, then we'll go ahead and look at what the physics is saying.